Hey everyone, Robin Stoltman here. I want to talk to you about a very powerful woman who has the name Supermom by the lives that she's inspired. Now, this woman returned to different things in life. And where I'm talking about like returning to life in different ways is that I'm learning that as a business owner, you got to be quick. You got to make fast moves. You got to make fast changes. And it doesn't always please everybody. And one of the things when I've been reaching out to businesses, I reached out to 58 of them, by the way, over the last 3 weeks, which is quite an accomplishment for myself, I may add, for this Live to Lead event that I've been working on for experiencing personal growth. Because it's an event that, to me, I've never attended a Live to Lead. I've attended Personal Growth Day with Maxwell Leadership, and I'm like, I want to do this Live to Lead. And it's been on my heart, it's on my mind. And I'm just like, I'm reaching out to businesses, did not get sponsorships by the end of this month, which is fine. I says, you know what? If I don't have a sponsorship by the end of this month, I will make sure that I take and I switch it. So when I've had one person or a couple people that were upset that I changed it, I'm like, but think of it this way. You're going to get more for your money. You're going to get more. You got to pay a little more, yes, but you're going to get more. Considering I charge, I think it's very reasonable. Your life changes, $500 versus, your life is improved, won't go there too much. Anyway, I had this an event and I'm starting at July 18th until September 19th. It's on Tuesdays via Zoom from noon to 1 Central Standard Time. So I've been handing these out, and this is a communicator's journey. It's an 8-week program where we're going to be going over the 16 undeniable laws of communication. Now, I have only a certain amount of these autographed ones, and for $697, you're not getting just this book and the mastermind book that goes with that one. And you're not getting just the certificate of completion for completing the 16 undeniable laws of communication. No, my friend. You're not getting just these 2 resources and 8 hours of my time, and you're not getting just that certificate. No, I'm giving you an online version to this Live to Lead, which you'll also, with that Live to Lead, you're going to get a certificate of attendance that can be used for the SHRM continuing education credits. And get this, you're going to know how to talk to people who are the Gen Z. So if you are like me, or not even me, because I'm fine with the Gen Zs, most of them. But if you are an older person, and by older person, I mean 40 years old and older, so 40 on up, or even the 35 on up, and you are just struggling to get those damn Gen Zs to talk and to communicate better, you definitely need to get in on this mastermind, because you have to know how to connect to your audience. We're not wired the same way. So getting on this mastermind for $697, plus you get a Live to Lead growth experience, an online format of it for $697, to me, I'm like, that's pretty damn cheap, because 8 hours of my time is $4,500. I said that right. 8 hours of my time is $4,500 for 8 hours of my time. That's what I charge. $4,500 for 8 hours of my time. So to get it at $697 with materials, plus you get an online version of Live to Lead. And I know you're like, what is this Live to Lead you're talking about? I'm going to post that one in the comments. Let me. Can't post the comments in some destinations. Okay, well, I will post it on my pages that I've got this going streaming to. That's what I'm going to do. So in that, I want to remind you that the reason why I'm called Supermom is because of all the things that I have done, that I have earned that title. Like, having 6 C-sections right in a row, like literally back to back. I've got 8 pregnancies that I've had, 9 children, I got 3 children in heaven because my first pregnancy was identical twins that I miscarried after suffering through infertility. So when I think about some of those things, I thought about a different way of how to introduce myself. When I started writing it out, instead of just having it on my iPad wrote out, I started writing it out, like really write it out of where my story started. And I'm like, I just can't, because I'm like, how in the world am I even still alive? Like why have I not gave up yet? And I was like questioning, because I wrote at 29 years old, this is all I could write before I started questioning. At 29 years old, I had my first living son stolen without court orders or proof. At 4 days old, followed by horrendous attacks by child protection in Alexandria, Minnesota. And I left Alexandria, Minnesota in August 2016 to save the life of Jeffrey III, as I was forced to give up my son Miracle in January 2017. And then I'm like, how am I still here? And then I went back to the list at one point that I was told about, a badass list. I don't like that term. But this list is short because it was only August 26th of 2020 that I wrote this list of all the things that not all the things, but all the things up until 2020 that I had gone through. And I haven't added to it because I stop and I think about it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty damn powerful. I've been through a lot of things. So when people ask, well, that's why it's so hard for me to niche down. You're supposed to do one thing and that's it. The one thing that I do very well is have children. So let's run with that gift, because I know damn well how to help you become pregnant. And anybody else that you want to be able to have help become pregnant, I know damn well I can do it because I'm very good at it, because I figured out when people are like, oh, you just relax. It's not that easy for the rest of us that have had struggled with infertility. You can't just relax and a baby magically appears. It doesn't work that way. And for those of you who have never had infertility, there's 1 in 8 have had infertility. The rest of us, that's that 1 in 8, we're like, yeah, you guys have no clue. So don't even go there with me on this one. I'm going to go with this here too. I wanted to let you know. So like my physical insulation, I have coarse hair. Okay. So I want to show you this because I do have coarse hair. Okay. My hair is curly and it's just coarse. Okay. I think I need a hairbrush that's meant for horses because of how coarse it is, like literally. So it takes a lot for everything to get underneath my skin, which explains why I've made it through a lot of things. And most people would be like, I don't know how. And I'm not saying you haven't gone through things either. I'm just saying that it big difference when you're wired for different ways of how to do things in life. Then we go on to like the physical or the mental motive. So that is, are you more thought oriented or action oriented? I am more action motivated. Physical, I have to go, like I'm on the go. So you combine my hair on the go because I've got that physical motive, and you combine it with my drive to succeed because I got high forcefulness. Like we're getting stuff done. Like that's how it is. So I think about like the high forcefulness, my curly hair, my physical motive, and I'm like, you know what? That means that I'm the perfect person to help someone who's been through a lot of trauma. I know how to keep going through different things. I know how to get there. I know how to have things happen. And then one thing that's been disappointing is how my face is, you know, like how it's got this. Go to camera. See how my cheeks, my lips kind of go down here? That means I've gone through a lot of shit in my life. It means that I've had more hard times than I've had good times. And when I do smile and I'm really laughing, it hurts a lot because these muscles have been so used to being down. My muscles, even in my stomach, as much as I've been tore open for having babies, when I think about that, that says a lot, especially because I still get up. There's been people that are like, life isn't about how hard you get hit or something like that. It's how many times you get back up. I'm the one that I've been knocked down so many damn times. I've had those thoughts of like, why stay anymore? Why continue to do what it is that I do? And yet, I'm the one, thank God I got this trait of the drive to succeed, for the high forcefulness, because if I did not have that trait, I would have gave up. So thank God I got that trait for that high forcefulness, because comes across as being extremely forceful, may plow through people or things in order to get the task completed. Yes, that is true. And at the same time, I'm also not blind enough to the point where I'm like, yeah, I don't know if we should be doing that. I stop and I think I'm learning that I need to do more of that. But where I was going with this drive to succeed is that when I get knocked down, I get back up. So as I'm going through this Live to Lead event, I've never done it. I don't know. I've never attended one to know, but I have attended the Maxwell Leadership. I went out to the International Maxwell Conference in August 2016, or not 2016. That's when I moved to this place. March of this year, 3 months after I was told I was dying. And anyways, I got this Maxwell Leadership coin. I got it when I went, like I said, March of this year. I learned what faith was, and I learned what grace was. Because I was sitting on that plane next to two people. I realized in the first class, I was in the first class, by the way, I realized that what Steve Harvey said is true. You get yourself a first class plane ticket. You go on it. You get to see what the first class people are eating, what they're doing, what they're talking about. You really realize that all the people who have more money than you do, and I should clarify that, the people that are the 1% of the crazies in this world that are crazy enough to go out and change the world, you'll really see that they have more faith in God than the rest of us. And I'm saying myself included, because you have to have a lot of faith, a lot of belief in yourself in order to get to where you want to go. Because if you don't, you're not going to survive. You're going to go down with the ship like the Titanic. And that may not seem sensitive right now, but you know what? You're going to go down with the ship. So when I talk about the 16 laws of communication, undeniable laws of communication, and I'm talking about my mastermind, when's the last time that you spent $697 on yourself to get 2 programs? This Live to Lead, the 16 undeniable laws of communication that I'm hosting, this mastermind, is worth a lot more than $697. I mean, you really think about the value of it. Being able to communicate effectively, being able to speak from conviction, being able to prepare your content and yourself for the speaking, and then be able to tell better stories. I don't know about you, but right there is enough to say, you know what, I'm sold on this. I'm sold on my own program. I would gladly say, how do I sign up for this? Where do I give you payment? Because $697, you're getting 2 programs essentially, because you're getting the Live to Lead online ticket, and then you're getting the books, and you're getting the materials. Where you're getting the books, you're getting 2 certificates from this, and you're going to be able to have better confidence, because ultimately when you can speak better, you have more confidence, and you can't do anything in this life without being able to speak. That's why, you know what, they got sign language, because you think about it, people that are deaf, and I can say this because I have a deaf aunt and a sister that's almost deaf. How do they communicate? And I'm not talking just reading like between the lines. I'm not talking that. When people are deaf, they use their hands to be able to speak. You have to know the letters. I'm trying to think else. You have to know how they speak. They're still speaking. They're still communicating. Okay. So even people that use sign language, they still are communicating. They're still getting that message across. And if you cannot speak, there's no way you can do anything in this life. You can write, yes. And some people write better than they speak. At the same time, you have to have both. So if you want to get in on this mastermind, I'm going to post the links below each video of the Live to Lead event from my YouTube page. I want you to check it out. And if it's something that you're like, you know what, I want to do this, I want to try this, let me know. I can answer questions. And if I don't know something, I can find somebody else who will know something more than I do, because I know that there's people that are stronger, faster than I am on the Maxwell leadership team that can help me out. And as far as the rapid trait goes, like I said, I mentioned, I know Alan, and he's smarter and faster than I am on this stuff because he's been doing it longer than I have. So go out there and make it a great day.